Home and Wealth, sponsored by Rodney Anderson with Supreme Lending.
As debt continues to spiral out of control for so many Americans, how do you get it under control before it controls you? Here to help try and answer that question is mortgage expert Rodney Anderson. Good morning on this rainy day out there. Okay, you say debt is out of control. What do you mean by that?
Well, we have over $1 trillion of credit card debt. We have over $1.5 trillion of student loan debt. But more importantly, just over the past 90 days, the last quarter, we've added over $30 billion of debt. And every single day I see people that their debt is out of control. One client this past week, they had 3 credit cards with balances on them. But between those 3 credit cards, the balances were $47,000, $41,000, and $40,000.
Ouch.
Yes, and so when you have $130,000 in credit card debt or more, Jane, you're not going to get it under control until you take it and get it under control with yourself.
Because the interest rate on that is enormous and difficult to pay down.
And you're exactly right. The average interest rate on a credit card right now is over 17%. When you have $100,000 in debt at 17%, that's $17,000 a year. Ask yourself how you're going to get out of that.
Okay, let's talk about IRS debt. Since the deadline to file, if you had an extension, was October 15th. That was me.
Yeah, so many people file extensions. But then what happens when the CPA makes the phone call to you? You owe more money, right? Yeah,
exactly.
And then what do you do if you
I got that phone call.
Yeah, if you don't have the money, then you've got to set up an IRS payment plan, which you don't want to do because therefore you have a monthly payment. Because if you have that payment to the IRS and you owe, you may not be able to get mortgage loans down the road or car loans or any type of business loan or anything. So the last thing you want to do is owe the IRS money or set them on a payment plan. I'm looking for any alternative to get off of there.
So how do you see people get out of the debt?
Well, we see a lot of people use their equity in their homes to do cash out refinances. Why? The number 1 reason is to get out of credit card debt. The number 2 reason, student loan rates are going up. The number 3 reason, to get out of IRS debt, medical debt, home improvement debt, because these interest rates continue to explode on people, Jane. And so that's how it works.
So you're talking about a cash out refinance. How long does it take to close one of those?
It takes about 15 days to close. And from start to finish, by state of Texas law, you can't close for 13 days. But let's say your house is worth $350. You can borrow up to 80%, which would be $280,000. If you owe $150, you take the $280 minus the $150 is $130. That's the maximum amount that you can borrow minus closing. I know I said a lot of numbers out there for people, but get your debt under control, because I see every day 5 to 10 people at least that have $50,000 to $100,000 in credit card debt.
That's amazing, because the payment on that is staggering. Yeah, it's hard to ever catch up.
You're never going to catch up unless you have a bonus to pay it off, and everybody's like, I'll pay it off next year. Well, I have a question. My final question for people is, are you still paying interest on last year's Christmas and last year's holidays, or how about 5 years ago? I had a client close a cash out yesterday. She has not been debt-free in 18 years, and now she's debt-free other than her 15-year fixed-rate mortgage. Okay,
there you go. Thank you very much, Rodney, for coming in. That is not a good thing. If you have questions on cash-out refinancing, you can call Rodney's office, 1-800-EXPRESS, or check out this website. It's RodneyAnderson.com.